This video is on the master routing in Jobber and how to set that up. This is important for service companies with recurring services. So primarily, I would say landscaping, pest control, places where you do scheduled weekly, bi-weekly, monthly visits, where you may have quite a few visits on the schedule that are unscheduled or they don't have timed visits. So if you just go based on the property location. So if you're struggling with this, seeing this zigzag pattern all over the place, because Jobber is just kind of adding jobs as you've added them over the setup period or, over the years of servicing people, there are two different ways that you can do your routing, but I'll just mainly show you how to set a permanent route in this video. So in order to set the route, we're going to have to turn route optimization on. By default, it's not on. So if you go to settings, and then we're going to go to route optimization under team organization and settings. Turn on the feature. So you can try to optimize and let Jobber kind of decide the best route, but if you are quite particular on what days you go to different properties or what order they're done in, it can be important in snow removal, especially like if you have different properties that need to be done at specific times. That might be coordinated with safety regulations for that company or just based on when, let's say, a storefront opening or something like that, people starting work. So what I'm going to do here is just reset the route and take everything off. So in order to get started with a single location, I'm going to say that this here is my shop. And this is where I'm going to start my route. And then from here, I just want to kind of follow the order of, let's say, Monday to Friday, and do all of Monday's visits first, then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday, and then Friday. If you have two monitors, sometimes I'll have my list on one side with the properties in the order that I would like them on map view, or just kind of basing it off of this map here in the most logical order. If you see any of these red, it means that there's an issue with the address. Jobber is having trouble locating that actual address, so you may have to check on those and add them after the fact. So from our starting point at the shop here, I'm just going to do this kind of based on logistics as opposed to my pre-planned schedules from the past. So if I click on this first one here, this one, I can just keep adding to this list. So these ones here, I would click each one of these houses. Now you want to save your work periodically, and I'm just using the roller ball on my mouse to scroll in and out. If you have a pretty congested area, like from a distance, these 4 houses all looked like one house. So if you know an area is particularly congested, I would scroll in as closely as you can to see the actual house itself there. Obviously, I'm going to try my best to not have people going across major roadways several times a day. Maybe you don't want to start close to the shop. Maybe you want your people to start as far away as possible. This is all up to you and the type of work you do and the processes that you have set in place. So from here, I'll just add this one, this one. So Java is saying that's a lot of work. You may want to save your changes. So let's hit save. And then this is going to put those places up at the top of the list in numerical order here, in the order of which I have placed them. So I have this one here. If I click on that, I can add it to the beginning of the list or to the end of the list. So I'm just going to add to end in this example if you wanted to just do one property. If you need to do several properties, like let's say you decide that before they go to these 4, you'd like them to go to these 2. So let's see, this one is 172 Marquee, which is Melissa Ransom. So I'm going to click on here and I'm going to say insert at this point. Now, when I click on these 2, they're going to pop in the list as number 9 and 10, I believe. Let's see here. Nope. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. Now you can see that it's added these 2 into that list. So if I just want to keep the list going for my last location, which is this, I'm going to click on the last one and extend the route. So let's grab a few more here. And you can decide, does it make more sense to go up to this person or down here first? So just going to choose this and then I'm going to hit save. Now, if I decided that I should probably get these people first, again, you can go here. It'll take me to this Larry. Click here, insert this point, zoom in closer, clearly neighbors here. Check, check, save. Now those are added to the list in the order that I want them. So this can be a lot of work kind of up front, but it is meant to be kind of a living part of your business. So every year when you get new customers, you'll want to add those customers when they book. This is a recurring customer. It needs to go on route optimization. Now, there is another way that you can optimize just a single day. So now that this route optimization is turned on, if we go to the map in schedules, you're going to see the order that it's currently in. This will adopt your master route unless you don't have one. Or, you've added new clients on here that are not yet on the master route. So one of the things that I do recommend doing on your calendar, if you have a starting point like shop, you can make a task or a visit for your shop location. So I'm just going to go to client. Set up. I've got my shop or home base. That was the one that we chose first on that menu. And let's just say that this is, I'll just call this starting point. I would assign this to everyone in your company so that it shows up on every schedule that you can route everyone from if needed. I'm going to set this as long as you want. Oh, sorry. No, we just want one day here. Let's see, all day, update. So now on our schedule, we'll see that there is this starting point task. If I click on here, I can say route from here. It's going to say that this is going to override existing route orders for the users assigned to this visit. Are you sure? So what it's saying is that whatever our master route is going out the window, and we're going to be routed from the starting point. The only issue with doing it this way is it doesn't save. So if you had all your jobs set up and you have not yet set up your routing, I would organize each day the way that you want it in map view, then copy that order into your master route. That's where you would start, your Monday schedule, Tuesday, Wednesday. On map view, you can also click and drag people up and down the list and reorganize it that way. You can see it a lot better if you zoom right in. So now once we hit route from here from the starting point, it's trying to give us our best route. Hopefully that's helpful. If you need any additional help, please feel free to reach out and let me know.